Many fans are wondering if Spence Jr. vs Manny Pacquiao pushed through, why Canelo vs Spence did not. What happened when Spence Jr. called out Canelo before? Let's find out. There are rumors last year that Spence vs Canelo ALvarez would happen. Perhaps, years ago. Is Canelo might be so drained at 160 that Spence has a chance? Really that interesting an idea. However, the boxing public is more interested in watching Canelo fight Spence than they are in seeing him beat two belt holders in Saunders and Plant. Those fighters don't have large fan bases, and many people view them both as paper champions because they didn't beat talented fighters to win their belts. The fans would much prefer that Canelo scrap his idea of unifying the 168 pounds division and go straight into fights with Benavidez, Spence, Charlo, GGG, Andrade, Bivol, and Archer Beterbiev. One idea, though, is Canelo and Spence meeting at 160 pounds. It's not new. Both sides have shown interest, and on last night's ABS-CBN broadcast, Chris Mannix asked Spence about it directly, as the WBC and IBF welterweight title holder was on hand in San Antonio. I think it's a great fight, especially at 160. I'm a guy that sucks down to 147. I mean, I really think that a lot of people see probably 80 or 70% of who I really am at 147 pounds, Spence said. I'm holding around because I wanted to be undisputed champion at 147, but if there's a great fight at 160, I can definitely go up to 160 and fight easy. Let us hear Spence Jr. in his own words.
The advantage of, having more wind in him. And, I think it'd just be a great fight overall. Real big fight.
I think that one sells out.
Welcome to our daily dose of boxing videos.
As for how the fight would go, Dallas Spence had a brief but descriptive prediction. I think it'd be all-out war, Canelo said about Spence Jr. In reality, Canelo Spence almost surely would not be all-out war, as neither of them are all-out war type of fighters, and you have to figure that the 30-year-old Spence, no matter what he says about cutting weight and all this, would be quite cautious against the naturally big Canelo. Canelo boiling down to 160 at this point might take enough out of him that even if Spence really is just a leaner, sort of smaller man than ALvarez, it might be more even physically than you think. Canelo is thick and sturdy even up to 175, but Spence fills out well on fight night, and I do think he might well campaign fine at 160. But his Canelo might be so drained at 160 that Spence has a chance. Really that interesting an idea.
Kasama ko po si Teofimo Lopez, ang contender ni Vasyl Lomachenko. Abangan po nyo ang laban niya. Basta Sports, JMELO.
Basta Sports, JMELO.
Thank you.
I just be like, man, I like to fight him. And I never really just, I don't know, I never really just broke it down like how would I beat Canelo. But I mean, he punches with a lot of power, but he does get tired. So I think I have the advantage of, you know, having more wind than him. And, you know, I think it'd just be a great fight overall. You know, real big fight.
I think that one sells out.